Anthony, Jamie, congratulations on the new film. This is such a creepy, really a fascinating exploration of sci-fi. And I'm curious to know for each of you, how would you sort of sell it? What's the edge of the seat sci-fi aspect for this one that we maybe haven't seen before as an audience? Jamie.
No, come on. That's so unfair. Well, it's a genre that I think can become slightly repetitive sometimes, and I think that what these boys have done with the movies they've made before, Synchronic with Spring and The Endless, which are the main two I've seen, turned it on its head a little bit, and introduces different elements that change it up, and the time travel aspect of this obviously is a big part of that. But also I find it sometimes with sci-fi movies, there isn't that much of a sort of human connection sometimes, and I thought that was really paramount with this script when I wrote it, how like real the characters felt, and it was emotional. I told the Justin and Aaron that I think I cried when I read the script. It was kind of like, which I wasn't expecting to do with a sci-fi movie. It was
Right.
it had a really human element that was very relatable, which often I don't find with these sort of movies.
Yeah. Okay. I love Anthony. Did you cry when you read the script? If it's not a yes,
well,
I don't know if I like it.
Cried now. I mean, of course, I cried before I started reading the script. Every time I saw for the movie, I cried.
Is that right? It's a blessing every time. Tears of joy.
I got another job. My Denzel tear.
Just a little singular thing too. I love it. I love it. You guys play paramedic partners and also friends. Between your two characters, what was it like building that chemistry on set? What would you say is the selling point of this friendship, this dynamic that you two get to explore in this film?
I think we're really lucky with that. That doesn't always happen, especially if you're trying to sell something other than like lifelong friends, known each other for a very long time. And Anthony and I met like once before we shot, and we had a few drinks in LA, and I smoked my first ever cigar with Mackie.
How did that go?
Like a parking lot of Sunset.
The only way to smoke a cigar.
Yeah. I don't think I realized the commitment. It was like an hour and a half. Like, funnily enough, I have one right here that I thought about maybe if everything goes well this evening, I'll get stuck in. But it was a bonding experience because it takes an hour and a half to smoke one properly. So he's very easy person to be around and very easy person to work with, and it was a very instant rapport we had for each other and respect, which was doesn't always happen.
Yeah, yeah. Anthony, you're working on these really creepy, dark, moody sets. Obviously, neither of you is a stranger to either of those vibes. But what for you made this stand out and be different from other projects that we've seen you in that may feel this dark or this moody?
I felt like this project got the perfect storm. One, I was very excited to be shooting in New Orleans. I feel like New Orleans is its own character in this movie. And as weird as the script was, as weird as Justin and Aaron were, like New Orleans matched their weirdness. So I feel like it was kind of like this perfect, gumbo situation of what this movie could be.
I see what you did there with the gumbo reference. Yeah, I like it.
In there, slid that in there. I'm getting to the but it was funny when I first read the script. I was really interested in the idea of where, not to give it away, where these two guys' relationship was going. The idea of a bromance is nothing new. The idea of growing up with someone and becoming best friends with someone is nothing new. But in this day and age, the idea of two guys really having each other's back is very different understanding. And especially a black dude and a white dude. It's a completely different world that we live in now. And you know, when I read that, I really enjoy the idea of two friends who share similar work situations, but everything else is vastly different. Like he's married, he has a kid, he has second kid just came. I'm a bachelor living my life, and you know, I find out this about my future. He finds out this about his future, and how all that falls apart.
Right.
So it was many different things, but I was very very happy with the way it turned out.
And I've got to ask you, if you guys could take a time traveling pill, but you choose the destination, hard hitting question here, where are you going? You guys, it is not that hard of a question. Y'all don't stop messing with me.
I figured Jamie knew where he was going.
Jamie is over it. He's still traveling.
To be honest, I grew up in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I went to the best school on earth, Francis W. Gregory Middle School. 9th grade is where I flourished, and that was where I peaked in life. So I went back to 9th grade at Gregory, captain of the football team, 6-pack, full head of hair.
Oh,
I peaked in 9th grade.
If that was your peak, sign me up. Your 9th grade is more than most people accomplish in their life did. So
I crushed it at 15.
Way to twist the knife, Anthony.
I was the student body president in 9th grade. I crushed it.
Very impressive. Jamie, are you going back in time? Are we going forward? Where are we headed?
I'm going to go back to that exact moment in time at that exact place because I don't believe any of that.
Take me with you. I want to see.
I just don't believe there was some like super version of Anthony Mackie that like I'm not buying it.
Not buying it. Not buying it.
Oh, man,
Well,
I got pictures.
You got the proof?
I got
Okay,
pictures.
Access Hollywood is gonna go dig. We're gonna go dig in the archive. We're gonna find that yearbook. Now, Jamie, I gotta ask you this. I gotta bring this up. We saw this adorable photo on Instagram. I don't know if you can see that.
Wow.
But
That's real.
quarantine, I'm loving it. How did this come together? I mean, obviously, parents in quarantine, you gotta work with what you got. The kids are getting bored. I love the look. More?
Well, you know, it's kind of the thing. I only joined Instagram in quarantine life, and I you know, like how that look came about. You know, I didn't have a lot of say over like what was happening. I have, you know, three little girls under the age of 7, and you know, dress up is a pretty standard part of the day, along with like, you know, feeding and sleep. So it's like that just sort of happens. Now the mistake I made is like letting my kid take a picture of it and then posting it. That was the mistake. Getting dressed up like that, I don't think there's anything, you know, I think that's
Great goal.
Yeah.
That was me and my dad, 100%. It's the posting on Instagram. The kids look at you every time. Are they all at the age for both of you, Anthony and Jamie, where they realize, okay, dad dresses up for a living and this is cool? Are they like, dad dresses up for a living, but he's dad, so I don't really care?
I wish my kids were as impressed as their friends.
Yeah.
Like when I go to my kids' soccer games, I have major beefs with their dads.
Why? Oh, yeah. Because you're the coolest dad.
Right. But my boys are like, you know, that's just dad. And their friends are like, yo, your dad is at the game.
Yeah.
So it's a rough situation.
Yeah.
With, me and the other dads.
Y'all got to square up. Jamie, what about you? Do the kids realize, or are they less than impressed?
Then, you know, they're kind of starting to become aware of it. You know, I did a voice in the last Trolls movie for them. You know, I basically, you know, straight up asked Universal to get a part because, you know, I'd given them a bit of service over the years, so I thought they could help me out. So they got a real kick out of that, and telling their friends that dad was a smooth jazz troll in Trolls World Tour. So, you know, they're still pretty young. I mean, our eldest is only 6, so I think they're sort of mildly impressed, I would say. But, you know, I said, like, I'm just dad. I'm just this goofy idiot that they live with.
Well, wait till you turn 14 and your daughter's friends start recognizing you for being the dad.
Is that good? Are you getting cool points?
Yeah. Well, we'll cross that bridge.
One day at a time, one day at a time. Well, before I let you guys go, I do want to make a bit of a heart turn here, but just Anthony, specifically to extend my condolences to you. Obviously, we lost Chadwick Boseman, one of the greatest to do it. He was a coworker and a friend of yours. And if you don't mind my asking, I just wanted to know if you could share with us what you'll remember most about Chadwick, because people have, been sharing such beautiful memories.
I've known Chad since 1998.
Mm.
And, Chad was, as I described him to him, Chad was always a strange fellow. So the first time I met Chad was at Howard University. He was in a black box theater and he was about to direct a play. And I walked in because they have a large Elizabeth Catlett collection, the largest in the country. And I went down to see their Catlett collection. If you don't know, Elizabeth Catlett, amazing American, African-American female artist. Check out her work, gangster. So I went to go see her collection at Howard. And my girlfriend at the time was like, yo, you should come meet my friend Chad. So I walk in and he's in an office chair spinning around the theater by himself.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He goes, don't break my vibe. I'm
Oh.
focused.
He said, I'm
like,
working.
oh, nice to meet you. And he just went spinning around.
Kept spinning, catching the vibe.
So the one thing I can always say is Chad was always Chad, and I loved him for that. And the amount of celebrity he garnered so quickly, the amount of acknowledgement he garnered so quickly, with being such huge iconic figures, that never went to his head. He was the same dude every time I saw him, and he never changed his number.
Wow.
Yeah, where a lot of cats can't say that.
Says a lot.